Hello. Yet again, I'm at Pearson Airport, but today I'm here for Porter. It's Porter's first flight out of Pearson and their first flight on the jets. Should be a good one.
But first, let's take it back to the beginning. With the Billy Bishop runway extension squashed, Porter turned their attention to Toronto Pearson Airport. At this airport, Porter Airlines were able to carve out some space for their jets operation in Terminal 3. Here, Porter has a decent amount of check-in desks and automatic kiosks. I arrived only 90 minutes before the 7 a.m. flight. Not a good idea at Pearson. I think by this time, everyone else had already checked in, and so I did not have to wait. I was also booked on the more premium Porter Reserve fare, and so I was able to use Priority Check-in Desk. This fare also came with Priority Security, which came in clutch since the security line was getting bad. After passing security, I head straight for the gate, B39. Pretty good turnout for this flight. There are lots of aviation enthusiasts excited for Porter's new jets, deal hunters taking advantage of $1 fares, and I'm sure some poor souls who are going home to Ottawa. Porter's brand new Embraer E195-E2 is at the gate. Porter made 50 firm orders and has 50 purchase rights to this aircraft. As far as I know, they have already took delivery of 6 of these. At the gate, Porter celebrated their inaugural flight by offering all passengers a snack, coffee, and a chance to win a free round trip anywhere Porter flies. The game had players pick out a key. The winner would pick a key that opens a lock. It was quite fun, but then I did not win, and so I was quite sad. But life goes on, and so I boarded the plane. For the next hour, this is going to be my home, 4D. The first 4 rows on the plane are Porter Reserve seats. Next 3 rows and exit rows are Porter Classic Stretch, and everything else is just Porter Classic. All seats are the same except for seat pitch. Porter Reserve has 36 inches, Stretch has 34, and Classic is 30. Reserve seats are only for reserve fares, while stretch seats can be selected by anyone with the Classic fare for an extra fee. Other than the extra space, reserve fares offer priority services at the airport and free meals on longer flights. Even though most seats on the aircraft were taken, boarding went by quick. The taxi to the runway and de-icing took some time though. Eventually we made it to the runway and promptly took off from the snowy Mississauga. I usually say that this isn't the most scenic takeoff, but the snow makes it better.
We're pleased to be part of your travel experience today. We do hope you enjoy your work with us. Thank you.
The climb is complete. Let's do a quick tour of this seat. I'm happy to report that air nozzles are present on this aircraft. It's housed in this gray box with the reading light. Up top is the literature slot where they keep instructions on how to connect to the free Wi-Fi. More on that later. There's a coat hook on every seat. The tray table is foldable. It saves some space if you're just having drinks, but if needed it folds out. And it's surprisingly sturdy. Below is the storage pocket, in which a safety card and a trash bag could be found. Between the 2 seats, there are 2 power outlets, one for every passenger. The left armrest goes up, and the right one does not. The seat is comfortable in my opinion, with a good amount of padding, much softer than the seats on their Dash 8s. The seat also features an adjustable headrest. In the Porter Reserve, the seats have plenty of space. I also want to mention that Porter did a great job with the color palette. This is a beautiful cabin. After the seatbelt signs were turned off, the flight attendants started the service. A choice of snacks and drinks were provided. Unusual for any other Canadian airline, but as expected from Porter, alcoholic beverages were offered as well, and those are served in glassware. Very nice. Due to the short nature of this flight, the flight attendants were unable to serve everybody. They didn't have this issue on the Dash 8s, but those have less passengers and they fly slower. So if you want to be served a drink on a short route like this one, try to sit at the front. Porter really differentiates themselves from any other Canadian airline with their onboard service. But even better than free drinks is free Wi-Fi. That's right, Porter is offering free Wi-Fi on these jets. I tested the speeds and they were clocking it at 63 megabits per second. That's very impressive. It gives them a big edge over the competition. Maybe you don't want to be reachable while in the air. You just want to relax and watch some movies. Porter has you covered with their Wi-Fi based entertainment system. They have a good number of various movies and TV shows that will keep you entertained during the flight. Air Canada still has more though. This is where Porter could maybe improve, but with the free Wi-Fi you could just open Netflix on your own device. Honestly speaking, for no reason other than filming, I'm going to the lavatory. First thought I have is this is very tight for me. Above the counter there's a brightly lit mirror and paper towels. The counter itself is very nice, it's flat with usable space, houses a nice sink and a faucet that flows a healthy amount of water. On the side is a baby changing table, and below is the toilet with a touchless flusher. Other than the size, this is a fabulous lavatory. As we descend into the capital of Canada, let me compile my final thoughts about this flight. I believe Porter's biggest advantage over Air Canada was the Billy Bishop Island Airport. Due to the short runway and a blanket ban on the jets at the island airport, these jets are not flying out of Billy Bishop, and therefore this advantage is gone. However, not only is Porter bringing their exceptional onboard service over to Pearson, but also adding to it with an entertainment system and more importantly, free high-speed Wi-Fi. As mentioned in my last video, economy basic fare does not include a carry-on, while WestJet and Air Canada does, so please consider this when booking your flight. In terms of hard product, Porter's seats on Embraer E195-E2 are wider than 737s and on par with the A320 family that the other Canadian airlines are flying. The legroom is just average at 30 inches of seat pitch in Porter Classic, but upgrading to 34 inches in Porter Stretch is not too expensive. I personally prefer to fly on smaller planes. Quick boarding times, lack of middle seats in exchange for headroom in the lavatory is a deal I'm willing to make. Lack of an IFE display is a con. For me though, it's no big deal as I fly with an iPad. I also prefer high-speed Wi-Fi to any entertainment system. It's just undeniable that Porter's economy is the best in Canada. They're doing things for their passengers other airlines simply aren't. Unless you have or are chasing at least 50k elite status with Air Canada, I don't see why you should not book your flight with Porter when they are one of the options available with comparable pricing. Personally, I could see myself paying a little bit of a premium as well. As we land, let me say that I had a great flight today. I think Porter will fulfill their promise to customers of actually enjoying economy. I'm very excited for their expansion into Western Canada and already have a trip booked with them for a longer flight out of Vancouver.
So that was Porter's first flight using the jet. I had a great time and I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a good day. Bye.